Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever. I was privileged to be at a conference last week where the Bishop of Ondo in Nigeria, Bishop Jude Arogundade, spoke. His name might mean nothing to many of you, but Bishop Jude is from the diocese where on Pentecost Sunday this year, jihadist gunmen killed more than 40 men, women and children at Mass on Pentecost Sunday. As is usual with attacks on Christians, this got very little press coverage. There were no marches, no protests. The genocide against Christians in Nigeria is apparently unimportant. Bishop Jude is a very impressive and humble man, but his humility does not stop him speaking powerfully and passionately. The President of Ireland, following the massacre, sent a message partially blaming the violence on climate change, surely one of the most inept and grotesque responses ever made by a world leader. Bishop Jude responded by telling President Higgins that 40 people were not massacred in my church because of climate change. I'd encourage you all, as I often do, to pray daily for persecuted Christians and to try and learn more and advocate especially for a response to the violence in Nigeria. I especially ask your prayers as we do something rather wonderful. We dedicate this Thursday, September the 8th, the feast of the birthday of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the first shrine in Europe dedicated to Mary, Mother of Persecuted Christians, in the Ordinariate Church in Warwick Street, London. This will be a place like St. Michael's Church on West 34th Street in New York City, where we put the first shrine in 2017, a place for all Christians who are being persecuted throughout the world, a place of prayer for them, a place of prayer for the diaspora, but also for all of us to pray for our brethren. Prayer changes things, and the body of Christ is called to prayer. Bishop Jude preached a wonderful sermon at Mass on Sunday, and afterwards I told him that I would steal one of his ideas. He didn't seem to mind. There can be much confusion when in the Beatitudes the Lord calls the poor blessed. However, St. Leo the Great, in one of his superb homilies, reminds us that Jesus actually called blessed the poor in spirit. St. Leo says that when Jesus says that, he means that the kingdom of heaven will be given to those whom lowliness of heart, rather than lack of means, commends. Bishop Jude recalled that in the moment of creation, God created us male and female from the dust of the earth. The origin of the word humility, as we know, comes from the Latin word for earth. The bishop's point, which I liked so much and am sharing with you for this week's Nugget, is that when we are called to humility, lowliness of heart, we're called to return to our roots, to our original creation, to who or what we were meant to be. Humility has nothing to do with poor self-image or public displays, but having that utter dependence on our Creator, living in harmony with God and creation, and acknowledging the created order. Humanity was tempted and gave in to the temptation to forget his place and usurp his role, but humility, lowliness of heart, restores the natural order. Once more, a beautiful hymn expresses this perfectly and become, as all hymns should be, a prayer, and perhaps our prayer for this week. Written by Bianco da Siena in 1390, it's the lovely Pentecost hymn, perhaps sung by those Nigerians just a few months ago. Come down, O love divine. Verse 3 is our prayer. Let holy charity mine outward vesture be, and lowliness become mine inner clothing. True lowliness of heart, which takes the humbler part, and o'er its own shortcomings weeps with loathing. Brethren, rejoice, be perfected, be comforted, be of the same mind, be at peace, and the God of peace and love will be with you.